In September 2018, Blackberry announced they would stop making phones, which marks the end of an iconic product within the internet era. There was a time where everyone had a Blackberry, and Blackberry's messaging service, BBM, was the WhatsApp of today. The once cultural phenomenon was since taken over by the likes of Apple and Samsung, leaving Blackberry with just 0.3% of the smartphone market. So what actually led to the downfall of Blackberry? I put it down to 6 key factors. The first factor being a series of bad designs and reluctance to drop the physical keyboard. Although Blackberry had once been popular for its ease of use with instant messaging and firing off quick emails through the keyboard and scrolling ball, in today's age we're using emojis, stickers, voice typing, GIFs, and 1,000 other things you can't do with 3 rows of hardware QWERTY keys. Examples such as the Blackberry Priv and KEYone showcase their resistance to change. Maintaining their keyboard results in a heavier phone. The hybrid design is unnecessary. One keyboard is enough, and having the option of a typing keyboard seems somewhat redundant. Whilst the likes of Apple were innovating, tweaking and examining every aspect of the iPhone, Blackberry failed to understand many users preferred touchscreens, which allowed for better video viewing and touchscreen navigation. A lot of industry experts describe this as the innovator problem.
What happened is, the classic innovator's dilemma. You invent a product that everyone loves. They owned more than 50% of the market. We were all addicted to our Blackberries. It changed our lives, how we worked, how we communicated, and they enjoyed being on top of the hill for a brief period of time. This little company in Waterloo that started above a bagel store, and then you get the big Silicon Valley predators, Apple and Google, and later Samsung, the Korean handset maker, turning their lenses on this very profitable company and going after the market.
Another major issue in BlackBerry's decline was their stubbornness in keeping BBM exclusive. In its early days, BBM was the first real answer to instant messaging, with features like status updates, pinging a user, and groups. Yet when BlackBerry started free-falling through the market, they thought BBM would save them. Rather than let BBM be installed on other devices, they continued to make it a BlackBerry exclusive. They eventually changed their mind, but by then it was too late. WhatsApp, Messenger and iMessage were already dominating. Smartphones' popularity stems from the ability to download and install any app you want to transform your phone into something different. Yet, BlackBerry's insistence on sticking with their own operating system meant only a small portion of apps were available through the App Store. Moreover, apps like Facebook and Twitter were also difficult to use, and less screen space reduced usability. Eventually, they switched to an Android operating system in 2015. But again, the decision came too late. Perhaps the nail in the coffin for BlackBerry was losing the corporate market. The firm dominated the corporate market at a time when the ability to actually do meaningful work on a mobile device exploded. It also boasted the highly secure platform that ensured content was always encrypted and uncrackable. However, BlackBerry failed to anticipate that consumers, not business customers, would drive the smartphone revolution. BlackBerry failed to realise that smartphones would evolve beyond mere communication devices to become fully fledged mobile entertainment hubs. They viewed iPhones as toys and underestimated the power of consumer electronics. Which leads me nicely to my final point, that BlackBerry's greatest issue of all was its lack of respect for competition. BlackBerry was more concerned with protecting what it already had instead of conquering new lands. It's the very definition of complacency, to think that you have more room for error than you actually do. BlackBerry, a company that knew it had a lot of assets and advantages, and therefore exhibited a reluctance to embrace change and a consistent smugness about what it had already accomplished. A prime example of its reluctance for change is things like keeping BBM locked down to its own hardware in a world where the cross-platform WhatsApp grew into a $19 billion business. To conclude, BlackBerry's arrogance in the face of competition, lack of innovation and resistance to change led a once lucrative company to the bottom of the pile. Please comment, like and subscribe.